People should not treat you differently because of where they're taking you. They should know I'm going to have to be high value with her regardless of where we are, because this woman, her value, her baseline, her standard is value, high value. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nia. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video as we discuss the habits of high value women. Have you ever met these women that are just so irresistible in the way that they carry themselves, in the way that they speak? They just exude elegance, they exude power, they exude femininity, and they are just high value. Like, you cannot deny their presence. That is what we're discussing today, and the habits that make you that type of woman. So with this video, we will be talking about the internal qualities. Yes, how you present externally is extremely important as well. You cannot be high value when you don't care how you show up. You're wearing clothes with stains, you're wearing clothes that are ripped, you're wearing clothes that are not ironed. That does not exude high value. How you take care of yourself externally is so important. However, I feel like there's so many videos that speak on external presentation, your clothes, makeup, all of those things that you can find on YouTube. I would like to focus on your inner beauty, because that is the beauty that shines. That is the beauty that speaks volumes before you even speak and open your mouth. That is the beauty that people cannot deny, and that is the thing that people will say, I can't figure out what it is about her, but there's something about her. It's that inner beauty, it's that inner value that you carry, that you exude, and that you radiate, and I would like to focus on that in this video. However, if you would like a video on how to present externally, I will gladly do that. Fashion is something I love to talk about, and I would gladly create a video related to external beauty and how to present externally. So I do want to make the disclaimer that external beauty is important and should not be neglected, but internal beauty is what we will be focusing on in this video. So let's get to it. So the first habit of a high value woman is that she shows up modestly. Modesty includes your language, your tone of voice, how loudly you speak. It includes your topic of conversation, and think of modesty as not attention-seeking behavior. Anything that is not attention-seeking in a bad way, purposely done to get the attention of others, just being obnoxiously loud. And again, not just in how you're speaking, but in how you're showing up. That does not show modesty. High-value women are modest in the way that they speak, in the way that they show up. It means that you treat others with the same respect that they deserve. You show the same kindness to everybody, regardless of who they are or who they may not be. People should not be surprised to see you treat one person differently and then see you treat another person in a mean way. High value women are not changing based on who is in front of them. They treat everybody with respect because that's their morals, that's their values. They treat everybody with kindness, with grace. Their feminine behavior is leading when they're interacting with other people. And people should not be surprised to see you acting out of character or acting out of those ways because you've removed a mask based on who's in front of you. High value means you stick to your values, you stick to your morals, and they are intact and consistent regardless of who is around you and what is going on around you. As a high value woman, you do not need to attend every argument that you are invited to. You do not need to attend every negative or toxic situation that you are invited to or that you suddenly find yourself in. Sometimes you're minding your business and things just take a left turn. Learn to walk away when a situation is not serving you. You do not want to be associated with certain situations that are not going to help your reputation, that are not going to help you grow, that will not help you be the woman that you're trying to be. It is okay to walk away and to leave a situation. It's okay to leave an argument. It's okay to leave things that are just not serving you. And one thing that I do want to say with arguments, I know society will celebrate people who are loud and getting back in somebody's face, just making a whole show and a scene. You don't need to do that because it's not worth winning an argument and ruining your reputation in return. There is a quote by Winston Churchill, and it says, "Tact is the ability to tell someone to go to hell in such a way that they look forward to the trip." So there is a way that you can elegantly and tactfully speak to someone to make your point heard, to get your point across, in that you don't have to be loud, you don't have to be aggressive, and you don't have to use bad language, but you can still protect your reputation while making your point heard. It is not worth it. Walk away. It may look like you lost the argument, but in reality, you really did win, because your reputation means more. You do not want to be known as someone who is willing to get in the mud and get dirty with somebody else because they were invited into the mud pit. You do not need to attend every argument. Walk away. Walk away from situations that are not serving you. Walk away from situations that will embarrass you, that will be an embarrassment that you were even in proximity with it. Walk away. You do not need to be associated with everything. You do not need to be there to the very end of certain things. It's okay to walk away and find out later what happened if you're that interested. But your reputation as a high value woman should be priority, and you should protect it by all means. Because high value is something that you don't really need to walk around saying, I'm high value. People see in the way that you carry yourself, in the way that you handle situations. And that's what I'm saying. Walking away from an argument will help your reputation so much more than getting back in somebody's face, being loud, and dropping all the bombs that you can. It will not help you in the long run. High value women know how to handle situations with emotional intelligence. They use healthy communication to express what they need, and they know how to handle conflict with grace. I've been in situations where somebody has tried to cause a scene publicly, and I have put them to the side so we could speak on whatever it is that we need to resolve. And two things have happened. They have thanked me for addressing something with them privately versus publicly. And the second thing that has happened is that some have even offered to apologize to me publicly, because they know they were wrong and they know their method of trying to resolve the issue was wrong by trying to look a certain way in front of so many eyes. And it's like, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I would not go with you in the mud. I would not dirty up my reputation for you. There is no argument that is worth it. So you can handle a lot of conflict in private. Not everything has to be resolved publicly. Use your emotional intelligence to resolve things. Use your emotional intelligence to speak. Even with emotional intelligence, this is not just, with conflict. Sometimes it could be with anything. Just when you're able to speak with emotional intelligence, you're aware of the tone that you're using. You are intentional with the words that you're picking. And even when you present what it is that you want to present, you're aware of the timing of your presentation, of whatever it is that you need to communicate. So using emotional intelligence will raise your value in the eyes of people. The second habit is manners and etiquette. And with manners, simple things like saying thank you, please, and excuse me go a long way. Do not underestimate their power, especially if people are doing something for you. Express gratitude and be sincere with expressing that gratitude. Walking around with an entitlement attitude, with an entitlement mindset, will not serve you. It does not express high value, and that goes back to the point of not looking down on people and treating everybody with the same respect that they deserve, the same kindness that everybody deserves, regardless of their status or what's going on. So always remember to say please, thank you, and excuse me. And also, high value women move with grace, they move with poise, they move with confidence. So when you walk into a room, your body language introduces you, your facial expressions introduce you, your energy and your aura introduces you before you even speak. People see and observe how you walk into a room and how you carry yourself. So this means not walking into a room and you're fidgety, you're looking rushed, you're looking stressed, or you're showing lack of confidence and you're looking down at your feet. People are able to tell what looks like low confidence, and high value women are confident in themselves and the way they present. So try to be aware of how you show up when you walk into a room. If you are shy, that could sometimes be mistaken for low confidence, but you really are just shy and eye contact may be difficult for you. but try to practice. The more that you're around people and events where you get to practice showing confidence, lifting your head up, making eye contact, the better that you will get at how you show up when you walk into a room. So with etiquette, this includes social etiquette as well as dining etiquette. And this means you know how to handle yourself at events, whether it's a formal event, a brunch, a football game, you know how to handle yourself in any event. People should not be embarrassed to invite you at certain events because of the way that you're carrying yourself. Someone should not be worried about inviting you to a social event because your language is full of F-bombs or whatever bomb. And again, it goes back to the point of modesty. If you speak modestly, you watch your language, you watch your tone, and you do that every time, people will not have to question themselves about inviting you because they know bringing you to a certain event means they're bringing a person of value to this event. People should not select you for low etiquette events because that's how you handle yourself. Show that you have value and respect in the way that you carry yourself and that you will represent yourself as well as the person that's inviting you in the best light, and that you will not be a humiliation to the event that you're being invited to. And with social etiquette, I do want to say that even though you are at an event, that does not necessarily require you to be at your top. You should still have a baseline which is high value in how you act and conduct yourself wherever you are, regardless of the event. You should not be, for example, at a football game and you're dropping all the F-bombs and people are surprised to see you act that way. You should still carry yourself in a way that screams high value regardless of where you are, because people will treat you the way that you carry yourself. If you carry yourself high value in, any event where it's not necessarily high value, people will still treat you like you are because you carry yourself that way. They can see it, they sense it in you, in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, and the way you behave. Elegance should never leave you because you are not in an elegant environment. Carry yourself the same way that you would in Walmart, like you would in Chanel. People should not treat you differently because of where they're taking you. They should know I'm going to have to be high value with her regardless of where we are, because this woman, her value, her baseline, her standard is value. High value. And on dining etiquette, this is something that's just as important as how you show up. And you don't have to take an etiquette class. I would recommend it. I think they're fun. I would love to take one when I get the chance. But they're just some basic things that you should know. Eating with your mouth open, you shouldn't do that. Learning how to hold a fork and knife, or the proper way to hold a fork and knife. Knowing a salad fork from a regular fork. Knowing the dessert spoon from the regular spoon. Just knowing those basic things so that when you do find yourself in a situation that's high value, or when you're invited to a formal event, you're not stressed out having to learn these things, having to Google what it means, or asking the person that invited you, what am I using next? And even with practice, use your daily habits as practice. When you're eating at home, eat with the fork and the knife. You don't have to practice because you're at a restaurant. You could do this at home. Eat with the fork and the knife. Eat like you have someone in front of you, because this is practice. And when you make it a habit, you don't have to consciously remember to carry yourself a certain way because of who is in front of you. Make it a habit. Be high value for yourself, and it will be effortless to be high value in front of people. Practice etiquette for yourself and show up for yourself that way, and your etiquette will be effortless when people are in front of you or when you're in a formal setting. The next habit of high value women is that they practice privacy. Privacy is a form of self-respect. Not everything needs to be shared with the world, so be careful what you share, both verbally as well as on the internet. Make it a point to protect things that are private between you and your partner, and make it a point to protect the things that are private for you and your family. Silence is also a form of modesty, and it carries so much power. Knowing when to say something and when to stay quiet puts you in a position of power, because you speak when it's necessary and you keep things that are private to you. And when you practice the art of privacy and silence, it shows respect to other people as well. So for example, before you share something that is private between you and your partner, think of how sharing that information affects your partner, or if he even wants that information out there. When you take time to consider somebody else's privacy, you will think twice about sharing something that affects the other person. And it's the same with your family. If What you're about to share will be an embarrassment to your family name. You will think twice because you're not just sharing something that affects you, but you're affecting other people in return. So practice respecting others by being silent and being careful with what you share to the world. And also with respecting the privacy of others, in a workplace setting, it is so important that you practice privacy, especially if your company or your boss or whoever it is trusting you with something confidential. If you're someone who just speaks without taking the time to consider what you're about to say, this could cost you your job because some things are confidential, and when your company or someone is trusting you with that, you should respect it. So practicing privacy goes beyond your personal life. It could also affect your professional life as well. And best of all, when you are private with your life, when you're private with your relationship, when you're private with what it is that you're working on, your business, whatever, it protects it because it does not involve people that are nosy. It does not involve people that are negative. It does not involve people who want to put in self-doubt, and that could affect you in negative ways. So if you are open about your relationship and someone who does not want to support you, or someone who is just negative about relationships in general, start saying all these negative things about how relationships don't work, how men are this, that, the other, and all of a sudden you start having these paranoia thoughts, these fear thoughts, and that just won't help you because it could lead to self-sabotaging. So when you are mysterious about what you're working on in your life, it does not give people the opportunity to destroy what you have or what you're working on directly or indirectly. And there's a saying that goes, 80% of people are just nosy and the other 20% don't care. So starve the nosy people who are just looking for something to talk about, people who are just looking for drama, people who want to just spread negativity because they don't have anything else going for themselves, or they're just negative because misery likes company. Starve people of information and you will watch your own personal things that you're working on thrive. Your relationships will thrive. Your businesses will thrive because the people with negative input do not have an open door to come in and spread that negativity. And I want to say that if you do want to share something, you're just dying to talk about whatever it is, you could talk to a therapist or you could talk to a life coach, and they will listen to you not just because they are nosy, but because they actually can help you in the ways that you need help. When you speak to someone in a professional setting, you don't have to worry about what you're speaking about coming back to you in negative ways where someone may spread it to the rest of the world, and now you have to walk around knowing everybody knows your issue, everybody knows what is going on. The beauty of speaking to a therapist or a life coach is that what you say to them stays between you and the professional. The next quality of high value women is that they have wisdom. Wisdom is power, and having wisdom brings the ability to make quality decisions. It brings the ability to have quality conversations, and it brings the ability to apply knowledge in ways that are practical and meaningful. So when you have wisdom, you are bringing value and quality to the people in your circle, the people that are around you. When people speak to you, they know they're having a quality conversation, and if they're seeking advice, they know that what you are giving them is quality advice. So when you have a reputation of adding value in people's lives, that naturally makes you a high value woman. And with this, I do want to give an example in the workplace setting. When you have value, your employer will keep you because you bring value to the company. There's a saying that goes, you are paid based on your value, not on how many hours you work. So you could work 16 hours in a day, 24 hours in a day, but if your knowledge is high school, you will be paid based on high school wisdom that you have. But if you have, let's say, a PhD, you will be paid based on the PhD that you bring, even if you are not putting in 16 hours. So think of that not just in a professional setting, but in life. When you have so much experience and you have this quality experience, you're bringing value to people, they will keep you around because of what you bring into their lives. And with this, I do want to remind you that if you're going through life and things are just happening, don't hate the negative moments of your life, because the things that you're learning in the trenches, the things that you're learning when life is just difficult, those things are so valuable. A calm sea never makes a skilled sailor. When you are going through it or things don't seem to be working, Pay attention to the lessons that you're learning. Pay attention to what life is trying to teach you, because you do not know who will come into your life, and you are their guardian angel because you have the wisdom that they are seeking. You are their guardian angel because you know how to direct them. Do not hate the negative parts of your life. They're just making you stronger, they're making you better, and they're giving you wisdom so that you can add value to people's life. Wisdom goes beyond book knowledge. Having life skills is so valuable to people around you. You will have so much advice, good quality advice to give your children because of what you are going through. So do not hate the negative moments of your life. Embrace them and pay attention to what you can learn from those moments. And with wisdom, I do want to say, make it a point to continuously learn and develop yourself. Read as many books as you can. Go to as many networking events. Associate with as many high value, wise people that you can learn from, because that is how you continuously learn, develop yourself. And when you're around people who inspire you, you will aim high because you're motivated and encouraged to go as high as you didn't even think was possible. But you can get there because of who is inspiring and motivating you. Make it a point to learn from anybody, regardless of their age or their status. You could learn from anybody. Even if the lesson is how not to show up, how not to be, pay attention to that. There is something to learn from everybody. There is a lesson. If you choose to see the lesson, you will see it. And also, on the point of wisdom, I do want to mention that high value women are not making rushed decisions. They're taking time to consider the issue, to reflect on the issue, to listen to others and gain others' opinions, to do research, and to consider the consequences before they make a decision. Making rushed decisions is how you get in trouble, is how you make decisions that are not the best for you. And if you're in a situation where somebody is panicking you, do not be so easily moved to make a decision. They can wait until you are good and ready to move. Do not be easily moved by people, because that shows a lack of confidence, that shows a lack of self-belief, and that does not show high value. So take the time to consider your decision and make a wise decision. So the next quality of a high value woman is that she knows her self-worth and she is confident in it. So these women know their value and they do not settle for anything less than what they deserve. They carry themselves with grace and self-assurance, and they don't seek external validation, but they find true fulfillment within themselves. So when you know your self-worth, you are not settling for what you do not deserve. You know that you deserve the best that the world has to offer, and you are going for that, confidently going for that. And this also means knowing your boundaries and your standards. You are not going to lower your standards because of who is in front of you. You're not going to lower your standards because someone has convinced you to go lower than you deserve. You will stay true to who you are, and you will get what you deserve, the high value items that you deserve, the high value treatment that you deserve, because you know your worth, you know you're worthy of that, and you will not get anything less than that. And knowing your worth comes with knowing your boundaries. When you know what your boundaries are, you will not allow anybody to lower them. You will not allow anyone to manipulate you into lowering them or into erasing them, because you will stand firm and true to who you are, your worth, your values, your morals, and your boundaries. And when you stand firm on who you are not someone who will be afraid to walk away out of fear of losing others. You will realize that you're better off losing the wrong people in your life and making room for the right people in your life, the right people that respect your worth, the right people that see your worth, the people who value you, the people that respect you, and the people that truly love you. Walking away has such a power. It adds so much value because you communicate a boundary without words, but through your action, and that shows the seriousness in your boundaries. That shows the seriousness in how you are with protecting your boundaries, with protecting your worth, and continuing to respect yourself. The next habit that makes a woman high value is that she maintains a high quality social circle. So be aware of the people that you surround yourself with. Are they people that have a not so great reputation and they're indirectly influencing your reputation? Are they people that are toxic, that are negative, and they're in turn not helping you? They're not inspiring you. They don't see high and great for themselves, and in return, they can't inspire or motivate you. And high value women are careful with who they surround themselves with. People that you surround yourself with have such an impact on you. They affect you in ways you may or may not be aware of. You will pick up on habits from the people that you're around. Good or bad habits, you will pick them up. So it's so essential that you pay attention to the people in your circle, see what value they're bringing to you, and see if that's even the type of value or qualities that you want. Because the more time that you spend with a person, you pick on their habits, intentionally or unintentionally. And the importance of having a high quality social circle is that the people you know can influence the opportunities that come into your life. They influence the partnerships that could lead to you being successful in whatever it is that you're working on. They could motivate you. They become a strong community of support for you. And I do want to say that it's just as important for you to be someone of high value, because if you want to be in a high quality circle, you have to be contributing in that circle. And that goes back to the point of wisdom. When you are bringing valuable wisdom, you're bringing quality advice into the people in your circle, they will want you in it. They will think of you as someone that's adding value to the circle and not someone that's just taking and not necessarily bringing anything of value within your circle of friends. Be someone that adds knowledge, that adds positivity, that also brings opportunities to people because of who you know or what connections you may have. So being in a high quality circle goes both ways. The people that you surround with, as well as you as a person, be of high quality, be of high value, and people will want you around. Another quality of high value women is that they are happy and fulfilled on their own. They do not need external validation to feel happy, to feel fulfilled. They give that to themselves. So with this, because they're not seeking external validation, it eliminates desperate behavior like wanting people to see them, wanting people to recognize or celebrate them, clinging on to people who don't want them because you're seeking for fulfillment or validation from other people. But when you are independent and you give yourself your own validation, you make yourself happy. You are truly happy in your own company. You don't need somebody else to have a good time, to have a fun time. You are fulfilled by yourself. People will naturally want to come to you because you're not walking around with an air of desperation. You're not forcing or manipulating people into doing things that they don't want to do. That becomes draining to other people. So if you want to go to a certain event and you can't find anybody that wants to go with you, you are confident and comfortable going by yourself. And at the end of that, you are speaking of how you had a great time and all of that. The next time that you invite somebody, they will want to go with you because they know that you know how to have a great time by yourself. They don't necessarily feel forced to attend something, but it's their decision. And that is what makes somebody that is fulfilled on their own so magical, because they're not forcing or manipulating you into something that it feels like a burden for you to attend whatever event with them. They give you a choice. It's an option. You want to be there, they're happy. You are not there, they're still happy. They're not making you feel guilty for saying no, for being busy or doing whatever else you want to work on. They're understanding that you have your own life, and they are still encouraging and supporting you with the same energy as though you join them on whatever it is that they asked you to join them on. So finding happiness within yourself and fulfillment within yourself is so important, and it's a great quality that high value women have. And on this point, if you're someone that's still working on feeling fulfilled within yourself, ask yourself what makes you happy, and in addition, ask yourself, who are you without the people in your life? If you didn't have the influence of your partner, you didn't have the influence of your mom, your family, your sisters, you didn't have the influence of your job or coworkers or whatever it is, who are you without any influence in the world? Because some people work so much and work becomes an escape. But without work, who are you? What do you enjoy doing? So try to reflect on what it is that may be missing in your life that's not making you feel so happy and fulfilled, and start working on giving yourself that. Because if you're lacking something and you're not aware of it, that's what could lead to behaviors where you feel like you need to attach to somebody because you're getting something from that person. But for you to be truly fulfilled by yourself, you give yourself that happiness, that true joy that comes from within, and everybody else in your life is just an addition. And try to reflect on the things that truly make you happy without the influence of other people in your life. And on the point of fulfillment, when you're able to define what success means to you, you will feel fulfilled. Because we are all individuals, our definition of success will be different. Someone else's definition of success could be career achievements, whereas another person's definition of success could be having a loving relationship. Neither of those are wrong. It's just what that person considers as successful. So both people will feel fulfilled even though the other one may not have a loving relationship but they have a successful career, or the other person could have a loving relationship and not have a successful career, and they will still both feel fulfilled. So what is your definition of success? What is your purpose that you're working on? And when you're working towards it, that'll give you a sense of fulfillment, because just the journey to your destination should make you happy that you are at least on the road to achieving something that makes you happy, that you're on the road to achieving something that you desire. So that in itself will give you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of peace, a sense of joy, and a sense of fulfillment. And the final habit of high value women is that they cultivate a beautiful life. And cultivating a beautiful life goes both ways. It's what you're doing to create a beautiful environment externally, as well as what you're doing to create a beautiful environment inside of you. Creating a beautiful life externally could be as simple as organizing your home, organizing your work desk, and just keeping things in order, as well as adding beautiful details and touches such as flowers, beautiful ornaments. There's some people that are so good at interior design, and you could learn from them. You could pick some ideas and just beautify your environment. And that's one way to cultivate a beautiful life. And then with creating an internal beautiful environment within yourself, that means doing things that bring you peace, doing things that calm your mind, doing hobbies and spending time with people that you enjoy, people that make you laugh, people that are good for your soul, and building fun and new experiences and memories with your friends, with your family, with your partner. But you are living a life where you're not just existing, but you are thriving. You're enjoying life, and you're one of those people who, when people say, how are you doing today? And you're saying, I'm having a wonderful day. And you sincerely mean it, because you're building a life that is beautiful, a life where you are thriving, a life that you don't want to escape from. And when you carry yourself with that energy, people will want to be around you, because people love positivity. People love someone that is fun, someone that is peaceful, and someone that's just a joy to be around, because they're positive, they're kind, they're gentle, they're soft, they're warm. Someone that has an undeniable feminine presence and aura. So we spoke about a lot of tips in this video, and I hope that they're really helpful in your journey to be a high value woman, and that they are habits that you can incorporate, habits that make you magical, habits that make you irresistible, and habits that help you on your feminine journey. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, it is a pleasure to spend time with you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you again for watching my video. I wanted to say, take a moment to check out my online jewelry store, Pretty Dainty. It is faith-based jewelry that is both elegant and beautiful, and when you wear it, it is a reminder of God's love and His promises for us and His plans for our lives. I will link the website below, and happy shopping. With lots of love, Nia.